So it is that the principle of magnetism is a very, very important thing for us to develop if we want to advance quickly towards God. And this principle can be understood in several different ways, each one of them important. First of all, when you look at the magnets, first of all, when you've got a piece of metal that has no noticeable magnetism in it, the reason for that is that the molecules are turned in all sorts of different ways, canceling each other out. What happens? You put that piece of metal next to a magnet, next to a piece of metal where all the molecules are going north and south, and you find the influence of this flow, because there's such a flow created when all these things are turned in the right direction. This influence carries over into the other bar, and all its molecules begin to straighten themselves out too. You will find that if instead of trying to work on each little molecule of your being, which is to say each little fault, each little thing that you want to overcome, each little thing that you want to develop, if you will try to get into that flow towards God, that this will tend to turn all these different qualities towards God automatically. You won't have to think of each one by itself. They will all just begin to turn that way. Again, you can say that as you get a majority of the molecules turned that way, they will create their own flow. And so they say, to perform good actions, not worry about overcoming bad things, start doing good things. And those good things will create enough good samskars and enough good karma to finally overbalance the others. And then they too will have to be drawn into the wake of your good endeavors, and your whole life will become spiritualized. So we find that the influence of others is a very, very important thing in human life, just as it's necessary if you want to magnetize a bar of metal to put it next to one that is already magnetized. To live with other devotees, or to be able to mix with devotees as often as you can. If during the night times, for instance, I know one man in Missouri, I think it was, he had 2 or 3 friends of his come over every morning at 4 o'clock, and they'd meditate 3 hours together before they went to work. And this kind of meditating together, doing things together, can be a tremendous influence in a person's life. Coming to a retreat like this every few months or even once a year can do an awful lot to offset the negative pull of the world for months to come. I know on retreats that I've gone where I went out to the desert, for example, and just kept silence and meditated a lot, I would come out of that with so much strength that I felt nothing could pull me down for many months afterwards. If every day, every week, you would put aside one day and meditate and keep silence, you would find that it would give you enormous strength for the rest of the week.